Certain habits can elevate a man to a king's stature, while others can reduce him to a peasant status. Just glance around you, and the multitude of individuals caught in the role of peasants becomes evident. They're ensnared by their own impulses, enslaved by the dictates of media programming. Keep in mind that it's feasible to adopt more constructive habits while still grappling with the negative ones. As a man, it becomes your responsibility to discern these unfavorable habits and relinquish them permanently. A well-known adage from the Bible compares a fool's behavior to the repetition of a dog consuming its own vomit. Keeping this in mind, let's delve into 5 habits that mold you into a submissive and feeble man. It's paramount that if you possess wisdom, you steer clear of these habits for good. Habit number 1, hanging out with losers. Associating with individuals who are not aligned with your aspirations and ambitions can inadvertently impede your personal progress. It's a scenario many of us encounter. Tendency to cling onto friendships that have served their purpose, or to remain connected with people who don't share our evolving goals. However, as unsettling as it might seem, it's imperative to acknowledge that such relationships can be stifling. It's not only acceptable, but crucial to outgrow certain people in your life. This metamorphosis isn't about turning your back on others. It's about recognizing that your trajectory of growth demands a different circle of influence. Stagnation looms when you persist in repeating the same patterns, following routines that no longer resonate with your ambitions. As you reach for greater heights, you must shed old habits and acquaintances that no longer foster growth. To soar towards your potential and accomplish remarkable feats, you must surround yourself with individuals who share your commitment to excellence. It's these connections that kindle your inspiration, stoke the flames of aspiration, fuel your journey towards your desired destination. Power of association is remarkable. When you encircle yourself with high-quality, high-caliber individuals who are propelled by the same fervor as you, your collective energy becomes a driving force. It's a magnetic pull toward success, collaboration, and breakthroughs. Each member of this elevated network serves as a beacon of motivation, reinforcing the pursuit of your goals. Habit 2, battling self-loathing. It might astonish some, yet negative self-perception is so prevalent among men, spanning all ages, that it's practically a daily routine. These men indulge in a regular regimen of self-pity, self-hate, and self-destructive dialogue. Even during casual conversations, you can hear them poking fun at themselves. They might jest about their life's purpose, treating it as fodder for laughter. What's worse is that this negative self-image doesn't remain confined to mere words. It invades their thoughts too. Consider an average man who lacks confidence. An overwhelming majority of his thoughts are consumed by a barrage of pessimistic scenarios. Hours of each day are spent ruminating on their perceived inadequacies. Consequently, they gradually transform into individuals devoid of resilience or determination. So, my fellow brother, how can you rid yourself of this toxic self-perception? The journey begins within your mind. The reason you continue to view yourself as a failure is that you've grown accustomed to this belief. However, let's face the harsh reality. Many of the negative thoughts you harbor contain a kernel of truth, which perpetuates your belief in them. It's your duty to uncover this small grain of truth and promptly rectify it. For instance, let's consider the notion that girls will never love you. It's your responsibility to delve into the depths of this issue. Gaze at your reflection in the mirror and question, why do I embrace this belief? Could it relate to my skincare, personality, or physique? As a man, it's imperative to resist the impulse to indulge in a victim mindset. Instead, take affirmative action. If your personality seems to be the root problem, immerse yourself in social events where you're compelled to exhibit a more charismatic side. Remember, there's no challenge in this world that's insurmountable. While it might demand time and effort, every obstacle is conquerable. Shake off that victim mentality and embark on a journey of action. Habit number 3, the dangers of overconsumption. It's no secret that the internet has birthed most of the new age addictions. Across all platforms, easily digestible content proliferates every second. Reflect for a moment on the typical human attention span today, a mere 8.25 seconds. Remarkably, humans possess a shorter attention span than even a goldfish, which registers at 9 seconds. With the proliferation of social media, our capacity to focus has dwindled to the point where we can barely spare a few moments for prayer. It's unsurprising that people are distancing themselves from God, gravitating toward negative paths. This scenario brings to mind the upcoming generation. They're inundated with phones, tablets, and television simultaneously. It wouldn't be far-fetched to imagine their attention span lasting only 2 seconds. Regrettably, much of the content churned out is intentionally designed to be as addictive as possible. The gravest aspect is that a considerable portion of this content is virtually worthless. Some individuals actually engage with social media with the explicit intent of finding material to be offended by. The average man, already weakened, is coerced into consuming an incessant stream of internet content, ultimately becoming ensnared by its addictive allure. The instant gratification this provides is particularly lethal, as it's inherently boundless in nature. Overcoming the situation. So how do you liberate yourself from this predicament? The solution is uncomplicated. Begin by monitoring the time you dedicate to consuming media. The root of most addictions lies in the absence of tracking one's social media usage duration. Consider allocating a maximum of 2 hours daily to social media. It's the excessive consumption that has dulled our sensitivity to reality. Reflect on your childhood, how even a simple toy car could capture your attention. You can rekindle that joy, but it necessitates breaking free from the numbing clutches of excessive consumption. Understand, this extends beyond just social media. It encompasses every facet of life: food, relationships, desires, possessions, you name it. Habit. Number 4, self-deception. It's genuinely disheartening to witness numerous brethren squander their prime years entrapped by screens, foolishly navigating life's challenges. One might assume that individuals in such situations lack faith in the future, but the reality is more nuanced. These men harbor aspirations for a brighter tomorrow, yet they misplace their hopes in the wrong directions. They gather in pubs with so-called friends, conversing about their woes. They place more faith in luck than in God. Each day, they invest in lottery tickets and devote their nights to gambling, yearning for financial liberation. They anticipate politicians will slash taxes to zero, or that a random TV producer will bestow them with stardom. Despite their aspirations, action remains absent. They delude themselves into believing that good fortune befalls only those who display patience. However, my intent is not to cast judgment, brother. Patience indeed holds value, but there's a chasm between patience and idle passivity. Triumph in life hinges on seizing opportunities rather than idly daydreaming. Habit number 5, lack of self-discipline. In an era where convenience reigns supreme, our lack of discipline becomes all too evident. With virtually everything accessible at our fingertips, the allure of instant gratification often diverts our attention towards what might seem like fun diversions, sidelining the tasks that genuinely demand our attention. It's a common narrative. We choose fleeting amusement over the necessary responsibilities. The impact of night routine on energy and habit. Given a night routine like this, how can you possibly muster the energy for any task, let alone break free from an addictive cycle? If this constitutes your nightly routine, my brother, you have consciously opted for a state of weakness. Every remarkable individual requires a substantial dose of high-quality sleep for rejuvenation. To enhance your sleep quality, a prudent approach involves syncing with the sun's natural rhythm. As the sun sets, it's time to halt work and transition into relaxation mode, swiftly progressing to bedtime. However, this rest must be earned through dedicated effort during the day. Optimal nighttime rest stems from genuine fatigue, where your mind acknowledges its well-deserved respite. Excessive strain on your body won't kindle the desire or will for a restful night's sleep. Habit number 6, overcoming procrastination. Even before engaging with this video, you likely foresaw the discourse about this habit. Procrastination, undeniably, stands as a contemporary ailment afflicting men across the globe. Unfortunately, this awareness didn't shield you from falling into its grasp. The pervasive tendency to procrastinate is rooted in a failure to grasp the significance of completing daily tasks. Contemplate the contrast between an average millionaire and a financially strained individual. What differentiates the two? The answer is simple: velocity. Scrutinizing the lives of millionaires, one observes a rigorously established work regimen that directs their day's course. Conversely, the ordinary individual lacking discipline stumbles through each day, frequently rewarding themselves with needless breaks for accomplishments they've scarcely undertaken. These fleeting interludes transform into prolonged periods, days, months, and years, culminating in a living embodiment of procrastination. Ask yourself this: how would my current situation be different if I had followed my plans from the past month, especially in terms of my relationships, finances, and health? And how can I learn from that experience to make better choices in the upcoming month starting today?